Um, and this is on the eve of Halloween, which itself is actually an eve. Um, All Hallows Eve or the eve of uh, All Saints Eve, because November 1st is All Saints Day, which is an important day, I think, for some Catholics. I know it's incredibly important in the Philippines because people uh, go to the cemeteries to celebrate their dead. So a lot of us in America will probably find that a little weird, but that's the thing they do. So whatever. Um, that'd be all right with you guys. Some Halloween music. Well, no one's actually here in the chat room yet, but I'm guessing that wouldn't be a problem. So I am on the YouTubes, and I'm gonna put in Halloween songs. Okay, we got some Halloween music here. Got a song bracket. Not sure if that one will be safe. I'll probably get this demonetized. As you can hear that. That actually, that's not the real song. Could be safe. Let me check it out. Let me check this out. This might be AI generated music. Oh no, they're singing the lyrics. I gotta let it go. I gotta let it go. Um, if it wasn't actually if it actually wasn't singing the music, it'd have been fine. Meanwhile, let me fix the chat filter here, and let me make sure that the the that this live is public, since there's no one in no one here yet. I want to make sure I'm live. So give me a sec to just make sure everything is correct on my end, because I did hit public, so I should be live now to everyone. Yep, I am. Oh, and update on the whole Micah's situation. I have not been able to get in touch with her. She claimed to have had, some problems staying online. So we never were able to do our update live stream, so that I could let you folks know who, donated to her through my channel, that she actually received those funds. So I mean, she did receive those funds, but I haven't been able to verify because she hasn't been able or willing to be able to be online long enough that we could have a productive live stream, so that everyone can see that she receive those funds. But she still is in dire need of money. So if people still want to donate, they can. If not, I won't I won't hold anyone's hand and ask them to do so, because it's going to take more than just some financial donations to get her squared away, unfortunately. But if I can help her, I will try to do so. Let me turn this down the taste just to make sure it's safe. There we go. Alrighty then. Uh oh. I may have knocked out my computer. Uh, yeah, looks like I did. Ugh, darn it. Well, need to reset my computer. Not on the current screen. I'm on my desktop PC. All right. But yeah, in the meantime, like I said, I'm gonna wait a few minutes see if people come in. If not, I'm just gonna end this early and go watch me a scary movie. Plenty to watch. Especially I got a bunch of Indo horror movies to watch. I think one of them might be from the Philippines as well, but yeah. But anyway, a bunch of Southeast Asian horror movies. Most of them are from Indonesia, but I think it may have been one from the Philippines. Um, and I watched the one from Thailand. So we are already 6 minutes and 40 seconds in. No, no one's here yet. The last time I tried to do one on Halloween on spooky season, it didn't grab anyone's attention. So maybe it was just the the title of the content, which didn't draw very many eyeballs. That could be possible. Maybe it was just I'm not drawing eyeballs with the subject matter. If so, so be it. I'm 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 cool with that. That just means that tomorrow I won't focus on Halloween. I'll do something else. While still acknowledging Halloween, of course, because it's my favorite holiday. So if people don't like it, they can go fly off a fucking cliff. So, but I plan on actually having a productive stream tomorrow with my friend Ty, who is slated to come live with me tomorrow, so that we could do like a sort of financial um, get talk about financial literacy, and he can give a plug for his own accounting service. Um, but yeah, um, I'll give it a few more minutes. But like I said, it's the eve of Halloween, or the eve of All Hallows Eve, or All Saints Eve, as November 1st is All Saints Day. Um, for you folks who have kids, are you going to take them trick or treating? Or, you know, I mean, when I was a kid, we went trick or treating on our own. We didn't need parents, but, kids are soft today. So your parents got to accompany them for whatever reason, even though we're living in the times today much safer than in the past. Although when I was little, parent, parents were paranoid that um, we were all going to get kidnapped by satanic worshippers. That was the big scary thing back then. What's up, Omar? Dude, you literally come to every stream talking about something that has nothing to do with my stream. At least this one is a little bit apropos. You saying you're plugging your book. Um, I'm not buying anyone's book, but if you want to, I'll. But I'll allow you this one time to plug your book. But other than that, no. If you want next time, if you want to plug your own product or service, drop a super chat. That would be the respectful thing to do. If you're gonna come into a content creator's space while he's streaming and try to plug some product or service that you're offering, the least you could do is drop a super chat. I mean, that would just be the the respectful thing to do. If I came into any other content creator space while they're streaming, and tried to plug my, I, maybe I wanted to plug my own channel so that I could get some of his viewership, or I just wanted to plug my own product or service, then I would drop a super chat in that person's stream just to show respect and have him be my mouthpiece for whatever I'm offering, whether it's just, viewership on my channel or a product or service. Like you guys, no, it's like I get tired of it. You guys want everything for free, and it's gonna get to a point where I'm just gonna ignore people or ban them from the channel because it's like I'm still like, case in point, last year when I helped some guy out who was a so-called millionaire because he was dealing with a, a broken relationship, and I gave him advice about hitting the gym and looking, getting over that relationship through concentrating on self-improvement. And he followed my advice and said that it really worked for him, but he never had the decency to say, hey, here's $5 just to show you I appreciate you giving me that advice. I know you like drinking coffee, so here's $5 on me. Go buy some coffee, something like that. But like, you guys want everything for free, or I drop a ton of knowledge on my channel to which I get no acknowledgement for. I even had one guy go out of his way to disrespect me after I personally like explained something to him for an hour on the live stream. For an like the stream itself was like 3-4 hours long, and I spent like an hour alone just talking with him because he didn't grasp something that I was trying to explain to the chat room. And for my for my efforts, saying thank you, or even dropping a super chat, which if he didn't have money, that's fine. He at least said, okay, um, thank you, gave me a like and a subscribe, and shared my channel to someone he knew. That could have been what he could have done for free if he couldn't do a super chat. Instead, he cussed me out and called me all sorts of insults because he couldn't understand a simple concept that I was trying to give to him. And like I said, I've given tons of information that you're not going to find literally anywhere. And there's thousands of YouTubers, and I seriously doubt that they have expertise in certain things, and I give it away for free. And it's like a lot of people don't appreciate that. It's like, oh, why should I pay for the cow if I can get the milk for free? So I'm not, no. So if you want to if you want to plug something, then you drop a super chat. That's just out of respect. If you want to if you want to plug your own channel, drop a super chat. If you want to plug a book that you're selling, drop a super chat. If you want to ask me some sort of psychological or relationship advice, drop a super chat. If you want to ask me something that's highly technical, drop a super chat. Otherwise, I'm done. I'm just fed up with it. Um, Another great thing about November 1st, um, which is All Saints Day for Catholics and I believe Eastern Orthodox folks, is that that's the day that all the Halloween candy goes 50% off. So if you love Halloween candy, just wait one day and you can get all that you can get all that candy cheap. That's what I'm going to do. I I'm going to buy all that stuff for free. I mean, not sorry, not for free. I mean, I'm gonna buy all that stuff at major discounts on November 1st because like all that stuff is marked off. So all your Halloween knickknacks and or candy, all that stuff is marked way down the next day on November 1st, which is perfect because that'll be Saturday. So that's Saturday. like, oh, let me go to the supermarket and buy these huge bags of candy for the family and just sit in like a little bowl for the family at half off. Instead of paying like $20, I'm paying like 5 to 10 bucks for it. That's one good thing coming out of Halloween. Also, some people, it's Friday for Halloween, so a lot of people might hit some parties. I have no parties planned, but this is my uh, alma mater's homecoming week. Unfortunately, I couldn't be on campus since um, I'm an adult and I don't have time to be just hanging out on campus all week long as if I was an undergrad. But Friday, I would like to go to their homecoming event because the, um, there will be a homecoming game, I believe Saturday, and they'll have like a tailgate party and all that. But Friday is gonna be lit. They're gonna be doing a bunch of stuff, and I want to go to the alumni center, which I haven't been to yet, and get a whole bunch of free stuff. Possibly meet some other alum who I knew back when I was attending the university at the time. So Omar says, I already survived. I wish they would do TGA for guitar. I don't know what that is. TGA. At first, I thought you were saying GTA like the video game, but I don't know what TGA is. Um, but yeah, like I said, some people who are parents might be going trick or treating with their children, or if they're or the ones who don't like trick or treating with the kids door to door might take them to the mall. The mall is lame. That's something that came out of the 90s. In the 80s, we weren't going to the mall. We just went door to door until we got tired or until our parents said we had to come back. Um, the mall was good only if you actually trick or treated and then you went to the mall to double up your candy. That was the smart way to do it in the 90s for you millennials. I'm sure some of you guys did that. Like you actually went door to door trick or treating, and then you went to the mall to double up your candy, going to the stores. Plus, some of the stores gave like awesome coupons or stuff like that. I am not buying candy for the kids here. If I was back in the Philippines, I would. But what I was thinking, actually, that if I did give out treats here, I would give them power protein bars so all the little kids could get jacked. I'm like, yay! I got a tiger milk bar. Protein, 50, 50 grams of protein in a little tiger protein milk bar. But that would be expensive. And the kids will probably hate. Let's be honest. The kids will probably hate those bars. They would probably hate the bars, which would make me mad because those protein bars are expensive. So I wouldn't. So I'm joking. I probably wouldn't actually give away protein bars to kids because one, they're way too expensive, and two, they probably wouldn't like them. Although I will only buy the ones for them that I actually like eating. That's why I mentioned the tiger milk bar because I remember trying that as a kid when well, not kid, but like I was like 14, 15 when I tried some of those different protein bars at the gym at GNC, and I tried different ones to see which one I liked. And I remember the Tiger bar was the one that I actually liked. Like it was actually something I could eat. If it felt like if it tasted like a Snickers bar on steroids. Like that was the best way to describe the Tiger. These are the malls. Yeah, I guess the mall did but like I said, that's why if you are a smart trick or treater in the 90s for millennials, um, what you would do is you would go trick or treating door to door and then go to the mall. Like you would go like right after school, you go trick or treating, and then like as soon as it starts getting dark, then you go to the mall. But also, it depends on the mall. Like the malls aren't gonna have candy. Let's be honest. Like the little ghetto malls where they're hanging on for dear life. Those malls, those malls, go. You had to go to the mall in the area for the get to get all the greatest gifts. Some of them gave out gift certificates, food, and candy. Some might even gave out little toys or other things. So almost as I dressed like Rambo and got into a fight with another kid. How? I've never gotten into a fight on Halloween, neither as an adult nor as a kid. Like that's the happy day. How do you get in? That's like getting into a fight on Christmas morning. Like who gets into a fight on Christmas morning? Although if your family's ratchet enough, anything's possible. Like I remember seeing a fight on Thanksgiving Day. Like I was literally doing a Thanksgiving. I was running on Thanksgiving because the food wasn't yet ready. So I went for a run, and most people were already eating or ate already. And I one block fighting. I'm like, who the fuck fighting on Thanksgiving? But a lot of people do fight on Thanksgiving because that's when people want to have these little political political debates or bring over family not liked or wanted at the dinner. So I guess fights can break out, but for my family at least, fights on either of those holidays, Halloween, Thanksgiving, or Christmas. So, and I plan to not have that change. I mean, I guess things happen with kids, but like I said, I was always happy on Thanksgiving, so I couldn't see myself getting into a fight or anything. The closest I came to a fight, and it wasn't even a fight, it was just me being jealous, was when I was 7 and I dressed up as He-Man, and I had the little vintage Halloween, the little plastic mask with the rubber band holding it to your face, with the little jumpsuit they're supposed costume is made of cheap plastic. They will rip if you just if you just move the wrong way. So I had this. I was feeling good about myself. He-Man was my favorite thing back then, and this one kid showed up and he had a homemade He-Man outfit, and I was so jealous. I was like, man, he looks better than me because first of all, he was white, so it worked with him, and then whoever made his costume, his mom, like made like the hair, gave him like the He-Man, the little He-Man Beatles style haircut. I think face, yeah, like a design little battle armor thing and sword, and he was looking cool. I was jealous. That was the closest I ever got to a fight, was feeling jealous. Almost as well. I was still in Chicago. My parents used to get drunk on Thanksgiving before the night is over. Everybody fighting. Yeah, it sounds like you got a lot going on with your family. That didn't happen. Like my family is by no means perfect, and I don't even like them. But we did not. Yeah, we didn't get into it like that, fortunately. So I don't know what to tell you on that. Um, but yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, do I want to buy some cheap Halloween candy Saturday? Um, Probably not. I mean, I do, but I don't want to eat a lot of empty calories like that. The money I spent on buying some cheap Halloween candy, I could just buy some Cliff Bars, or um, I could just buy real food. So, or fruit snacks, even better. Fruit snacks tops everything. There's fruit snacks, then there's Halloween candy, then there's protein bars. But real food is all the way up here. So when I say real food, I mean like good stuff, like good pizza and wings and all the you know for all the food is bad for you, but at least will has some level of nutrition. Yeah, I'm not buying candy corn. That shit is nasty. That would not. That no. Ugh. It's like it's just like wax and sugar mixed together. Those things, candy corn is like candy made straight out of hell. Every time and I'm tempted to get it, but I'm like, I remember tasting fruitcake a long time ago, and I never liked it. I whole think it's worth buying a whole block of it. And it's been there, and it's not because for the upcoming Christmas. Like it's been there, like they've been selling it since um, the summer. No, well, no, they've been selling it since the beginning of the fall. I seen it around the beginning of September, I believe. I first saw it, and I'm like, why are you selling fruitcake in in the fall? But I don't know, maybe fruitcake is a fall type of dessert. I always associate it with Christmas and people throwing it away, but I could be wrong. Anyway, like I said, my only plans, which look like they're not going to happen, would be that I was going to go to my school's homecoming. Uh, but the friend that I was planning on hanging out with uh, probably won't make it because unfortunately he works for the government, and right now the government sucks. We are going into day 30 of this fake shutdown. And I say it's a fake government shutdown because, well, you can watch my stream from yesterday if you want to know why. But spoiler alert, I mean, it's not a real shutdown if parts of the government are still being paid and they're still collecting taxes from from us. You're still if you're still collecting taxes from us, Congress is still getting paid and essential services are still running. It's not an actual shutdown. What's up, Daniel? He says happy Thursday. Um, but yeah, like to me, it just that to me that means we should vote people out of office in Congress right now. The fact that we're in the midst of a shutdown and they're still getting paid, and mind you, they've only worked the last 15 of the last they've only of the last 90 days of Congress being in session, they were only there for 15 of those 90 days. Yet they're getting paid while everyone else in the federal government is. By the way, when you guys come into the chat room, um, but yeah, so because of this, like I said, this government shutdown, this going into day 30 tomorrow, um, my homie won't have fun so that we could go hang out on campus, even though the campus, most of the activities that I was telling him we should check out on campus are free. But I mean, gas still costs money, right? Gas costs money. Um, we're gonna be hungry at some point. That costs money. Um, and when you're already eating into your savings to pay your bills, you don't want to do any frivolous spending. So I completely get that. So it's probably looking like I'm not going to do anything tomorrow. If that is the case, then I'll just I'll just spend the day watching scary movies. You see how the food stamps really getting cut off? As of November 1st, which will be Saturday, stamps will be cut off because the thing is, the states are subsidized by the federal government for the SNAP program. If that service in the government is shut down, then they cannot subsidize the states for their food stamps or SNAP benefits program. So yeah, they will be getting cut off. What will happen is the when the government comes out of shutdown, whenever that may be, uh, if you're already enrolled in that program, I presume you'll just go back to normal. But what I don't think, but what I don't know will happen. I'm not sure if people will get their payments that they would have received in, in, in November reimbursed to them. But yeah, November 1st they cutting them off. So oh well. I mean, I don't care. It's mostly single mothers taking advantage of it because poor men haven't been able to take advantage of that program, and except for a few. And I've already talked about that yesterday in my last stream, so I don't want to I don't want to retread that territory. But if you want to if you want to hear my thoughts on that, I've went over that um, yesterday. But I I want to divert the conversation to that just to say that because of the this government shutdown or so-called shutdown, um, it looks like I won't be able to hang out with my friend who I rarely see, um, and do some things on our campus, well, on our alma mater campus, which I wanted to do. I was looking forward to getting like a homecoming scarf, uh, a daily planner book that they were giving out this year for free to everyone, um, and like some other free stuff that they might be giving out. Plus, I wanted to try out the ice cream this that they have at the campus because they make it there on campus since a big part of our school has an agricultural and animal science department because the founding of the University of Maryland was actually as an agricultural college. So even though that's not the biggest part of the school, and it's still like it's still like a very important part of the campus culture is the agricultural sciences and animal science department. Anyway, I don't know if anyone's still in the chat room. If not, I guess I'm gonna bid you guys adieu. But I really was hoping some people would come in and talk about Halloween, their plans, or what movies they like, what movies they've watched, or what movies they want to watch, what movies they don't like. When I was a kid, I hated, I did not like horror movies because the VHS box art used to scare me. And the VHS box art now is considered sort of like this. A lot of people are nostalgic for it because it was like a certain. I think it was done just by a few artists who did most of the VHS box art back in the day for those horror films. And so now it's very sought after for collectors. Um, but but it used to repel me as a kid because it scared me. So I didn't watch. very many horror movies before I was 13. Shoot, I used to cover my eyes during the scene on Raiders of the Lost Ark when the guy got cut by the propeller, and then at the end when all of their faces melted off by the by the Ark of the Covenant. So I was very squeamish to that sort of stuff. Um, but anywho, looks like no one's really here, so guess I'm about to go unless, like I said, there's any questions or comments again regarding Halloween or All Saints Day or trick or treating or horror movies, Halloween candy, uh, or anything remotely related to that. And for people watching this on replay, feel free to leave comments. Let me get some water first. But yeah, for people watching this on replay, feel free to leave your comments on your plans for Halloween, or if you don't have any plans, you could tell me that as well. If you do have plans, let me know what you're doing, or what you plan on doing, or what you already did, depending on when you watch this live stream. And if you enjoyed it, give me a you can give me a super thanks. That helps a lot with my daily caffeine intake, coffee, particularly iced coffee. And it just shows appreciation because, like I said in the beginning of the stream, where I was kind of kvetching there, is that a lot of I do often drop a lot of information in some of my previous live streams, which goes unappreciated or underappreciated. So, if people want to send me a super thanks in whatever amount you find um, worthy, it's fine by me. I don't care if it's a penny, a dollar, whatever you want to give. $1 is fine, but 100 is pretty. Okay, a, do- $1 is fine, but 100 is pretty, and a penny is still cute. So whatever you want to give. On that note, I'm gone, guys. Since I don't see there wasn't much activity in the chat room, but I this is my favorite holiday or my favorite season of the year. Not so much the cold weather, but just you know the I like spooky season. It's like a holiday for adults, but it's also like something that's great for kids as well. So it's like something both kids and adults can like, but adults can like it without having to be parents. So that's why it's cool. Anyway, I'm out, guys. If I do not go live tomorrow, which I do plan on doing with my friend Ty on financial literacy and accounting, if I don't, then you guys have a great Halloween, and I'll talk with you this weekend. Till then, peace out.